I watched the new Gran Turismo movie this week, and well, it was good. While it started off extremely cheesy, it got emotional quick. I mean, I almost shed a tear in the movie theater. As a matter of fact, I think I definitely shed a tear in the movie theater. I've been a huge Gran Turismo fan since the PlayStation 1 days, and being able to see this become a movie and them also talk about how much detail goes into the game was really cool. And of course, it being a true story and being able to follow along that story of the character was awesome as well. But I gotta say, all it made me want to do was come home and hop into my setup and use the VR on Gran Turismo because that thing is awesome. And they did give everyone the GTR from the game, but let me tell you, I suck at driving that thing, so I have a lot of practice to do.
What is the one fact about the universe that blows your mind the most?
There are a lot of things about the universe that I find it almost impossible to imagine. Well, actually impossible to imagine. One is just the size and scale of it. I mean, in the piece of the universe we can see, there are something like, roughly, 2 trillion galaxies. We haven't counted them all, but that's an estimate based on surveys of the local universe. 2 trillion. 2,000 billion galaxies. And each galaxy is, let's say, around the size of the Milky Way. Some are bigger, some are smaller, but the Milky Way has 400 billion stars in it. It takes light over 100,000 years to cross a galaxy. And there are 2 trillion of them in the piece of the universe we can see. And we're very sure that that piece that we can see is a small bit of what may be an infinite universe beyond. We don't know, actually. And I always say, don't get worried about that, because nobody can picture it. It is impossible to visualize the scale of the universe. So that's the first thing. Right. I could then list a lot of more things, but we'll stop there for now. But just the size and scale of it, I think, is beyond imagination.
This is all you need to start your own cell company.
AT&T is gonna come after you, Nick.
I came with Kashif from Ukama to build a cell phone tower in the park. I don't know what the building standards are for pirate cell towers. Let's not swing from that.
It's not my best work until my shop teacher.
So next, what do we do next? This is a cellular base station, little amplifier. You can power it with solar and a battery backup. and then connect it via satellite to the internet. It basically can broadcast the internet to anyone who has a SIM card that works with this.
Exactly. It can do 155 megabits down and 35 to 70 megabits up. Range is about half a mile or a kilometer if you're Canadian, which you should be anyway.
So if you wanted to, you could really just build a cell phone network in a city park, because we just did that.
Why are Boeing and NASA testing this extremely unusual looking aircraft? It's because it's estimated to produce 30% less emissions than a standard commercial airliner, hoping to help curb the climate impact of the aviation sector, one of the fastest growing sources of greenhouse emissions. It does this by reducing something called induced drag, which is the backward component of a force created from air moving from the higher pressure under a wing to the lower pressure area over it at its wingtips. The thing is that induced drag decreases as the aspect ratio of the wing increases, which is its length divided by its width. This is why gliders have such long wings. Their aspect ratio is larger, therefore their induced drag is lower, which allows them to stay in the air with less effort. Because this wing is 50% larger than a conventional aircraft, it needs to be braced with trusses, which are designed to produce additional lift. The result is an aircraft which would require 10% less jet fuel than a standard airliner, producing less emissions per mile without the need for any other breakthrough technology.
Here are a few secret features from the iPhone 15 and iPhone 15 Pro you might not have heard about. The big news with this year's iPhones is that they will now be using the same charging ports as most other modern gadgets, USB-C. The standard iPhone 15 and iPhone 15 Plus models will be stuck with USB 2 charging and transfer speeds. The Pro models, however, will have USB 3 charging and transfer speeds of up to 10 gigabits per second with 30-watt charging. All 4 of these new iPhones support DisplayPort, which means you can directly plug into an external device from the USB-C. The Pro iPhones this year are getting the first widely available 3nm chip. Apple's calling it the A17 Pro, and it's pretty serious. The A17 Pro chip has 19 billion transistors, a 6-core CPU, and 2 high-performance cores. Games like Resident Evil 4, which was originally on console and PC, can now run on these new iPhone 15 Pros. One final feature we thought was really cool is Apple's promise to bring Translate to the new Action button sometime later this year. For more, follow freethink.com.
For a while, there was a product called Hufo or something. It was like tofu human.
Wait.
It was
Rob, you might want to start running.
I never tried it, but it was one of those things that was on like late night shows, you know, where it's like this crazy company has made essentially fake meat.
So Impossible Burger of your neighbor.
Yeah.
Is there a legitimate reason to be uncomfortable about this, or is it just
you should be uncomfortable about the idea of eating human meat?
Even if no one died or suffered to make it?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably right.
I'm just guessing what other people would say.
I've heard.
There's going to be some cannibal story that happens in like a month, and they're going to link to this podcast.
Right.
Toby, have you ever thought about eating a human?
There used to be...
That's supposed to be a quick no. Anything less is unacceptable.